Hi friends, I'm Jess and welcome to the Hexed Library, where I post reading, writing, book, and planner related content a couple of times a week. Today is going to be a flip through of my daily bullet journal, the yearly setup, as well as January setup. First things first, here on YouTube and on Instagram, you guys got to vote on which planner I am using for 2025, and we ended up going with, it has silver embossing for the decoration. The door is, I believe they call it debossing because it's inset instead of outset. I don't know the technical terms of this fancy dancy thing, but it's a fancy dancy thing. First, let's do some housekeeping. The reason why we did not do a live for this, because I did say I want to do more lives, is because my January setup is a new one. It is all new to me. It took me 4 hours to do just by myself, and that's not counting all of the time I spent making stickers, doing cut files, cutting things out, etc., etc. That's just me putting things on paper. And my January spreads, my yearly spreads, there's very few of. So I decided we would just do a flip through of both of them together. Much like during my reading journal, there will be lots of links below, starting with the links for the photos in my collage. I have a Pinterest board where I have these, and these are from, these other smaller ones are from a creator on Etsy, SLK Artworks. I will link her down below as well. I did my logo for my YouTube channel as This Book Belongs To, printed that out. Really living for like the purpley vibe here and then the more orangey vibe here. It was couldn't really decide what to go for, so we got a little bit of everything. The yearly setup, Pachow, we'll be using the same colors that we used for the beginning setup in my reading journal. That's just easiest for me when I do the beginning of the year stuff, to keep it the same. I tend to do that with the monthly setups as well. My monthlies are typically the same, both in my reading journal and in my daily journal, just to keep myself from getting confused. So I will write in below the colors of markers that we use that match these colors, as well as the colors that I use for the January setup. So let's discuss a few things. First things first, much like our friend and savior Jess at Jessie Curran, I will be doing what she calls like a cyclic type of planning instead of monthly planning, which basically means you split your 4 quarters up into 13 weeks. Each quarter is 3 cycles of 4 weeks each, and then your 13th week is a reset week. So essentially every month it'll just be 28 days on my planner, Monday through Sunday. I think this is going to be helpful for me. I am possibly going to do this for my reading as well. We'll get more into that when we get into the next reading journal planner, but I think this is what we're going to roll with. So technically my first spread of the year for January will be December 30th through January 26th. So that is what this is for. It basically just tells me what each cycle the dates are for, and then for each quarter. So we've got, I did glue this page together, the one that is oddball and just sticks weird in these planners. We then have a year at a glance. Mostly what I use this for is the week number at the end for my weekly cleaning list, which you'll see here momentarily. But basically the majority of these stickers that you will see, these and these, like we talked about in the reading journal, they are from Planning with Kay, so I will link her down below as well. I'll also link the reading journal video down below in case you didn't see that. Basically, there'll be lots of links down below. People, things, places, all of the above. Okay, we then have all of the months. My brain has left and I cannot remember what this spread is called. That's where we're at right now. But basically I have a column for every month, January through December, and then the dates for each day. I have highlighted the weekends. Pretty much what I use these for is as I'm planning for the year, I put in if there's any like birthdays or events. Basically it's used just to like write in important dates, things I don't want to forget, so that when I come back to do my monthly, I can check here, look at everything that I have in for the month and make sure it gets where it needs to go. These ones at the top are for things that either are happening for like the entire month or a week or vacation or whatever. Like at the top of January, it has TBR-athon because that's all month in January. April has TBR Takedownathon, which is all month in April. June has the amazing Readathon because it's all month in June. You know, that vibe. So we have all of those. And then we have my cleaning task list tracker. Much like everything else in this planner, this idea came from Jess. Again, she's linked below. So I have a weekly cleaning list, and last year I did, well, I didn't do very good at it and I gave up at about 2 months in. But last year when I did this, I did this style where I wrote in 1 through 52 for all of the weeks for each weekly thing. And let me tell you, all those teeny tiny little numbers, not fun. So what I did this time instead was I did a 2 columns. So there's 1 through 26 here, 27 through 52 over here. There's enough room for 12 tasks. I probably will not have 12, but I have enough room for 12 tasks here for the first half of the year, 12 tasks here for the second half of the year for my weekly cleaning things. For my monthly cleaning things, I have a task list and then the months, and then check off as I go, and then a couple of quarterly. Ceiling fan definitely needs cleaned, which I put on here as my mom was like, you really need to clean your ceiling fan, and I was like, I do really need to clean my ceiling fan. I should put that on my quarterly list and clean it quarterly. And she said, yeah, right, like that's gonna happen. And I said, but maybe if I put it on here for my quarterly list, it'll at least happen once in a year, which is more than it's happened in the last 2 years, and therefore that'll be a win. So if that tells you anything about why I need this, I'm gonna try to do better this year. That is the plan. We're gonna give her a shot. But that was my yearly setup. Like that's it. I did a collage. I did my timeline. I did year at a glance. These are more years at a glance, I guess. The dates versus places to write things in. And my cleaning task list. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's why we didn't do a video of that, because who wants that? Now we can get into what took me 4 hours. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's like 5 pages, but I really wanted a new system for 2025 because what I've been using in the past has not really been working the best. And like I said, I really like the system that Jess is using. And so I'm implementing things that she's doing, plus taking things that I've used in the past that have worked for me when I used to do Happy Planner. But I think the setup that I have maybe will work for me. We're all gonna find out together. Okay, so as I said, we will be doing 28 days. So every month, the planner will look like this, the calendar. I put January on there even though it's December 30th, which is today, by the way. I did this planner yesterday because I went, oh no, I haven't done my planner yet and it starts tomorrow. I had time. Okay, the first cycle of quarter 1 goes from Monday the 30th of December to the 26th of January, which is a Sunday. If you are like me and you work Monday through Saturday and Sunday is your one day off, or if you are off Saturday, Sunday, if you work like a daily job, you probably do, like I do, most of your things on the weekend. So having the weekend be the end of your week makes sense rather than a Sunday start. If you're in the US, because this is not a thing we do in the US, this is a thing they do in other places in the world. So I'm just gonna give it a shot. Like I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. See how it rolls. So this is where we'll take things from, you know, in future months when I actually have things planned out ahead of time. Anything from January that needs to be on there could go on here. We've got all of our things. It's decorated, it's pretty, cha-da. In March, because it's the end of the quarter, there will be 5 weeks because the reset week will also be on here, but you'll see that in March. Page numero dos. So we have my January monthly overview. I have got a place for my priorities for the month, my goals for the month, anything that's coming up that I want to be like, hello, that's important. You should know about that. Any projects that I'm working on. I would like to put in my bills that are due because I need to keep better track of that. And I'm gonna try doing some different things here to get this situation under situationed, okay? I know you're looking at this and going, Jessica, how did this take you 4 hours? It's because it took me forever to figure out what I actually wanted to do and like what I wanted to put on the pages, and if I thought I was doing too much or not enough, or trying to be like, well, I need to have other things on there because it's not enough stuff to fill the page. And that's not how it works. You put on what you need on, and if you don't fill the page, you just put a sweater in there. I mean, it's great. That's how we do it. This is something that I used to have in my Happy Planner and I haven't used for a long time. And because I'm doing my weeklies different and I don't have a place for like where I usually, so I've been doing events, my task list for the week, YouTube schedule, a list of things to film, a list of things that need edited, and my menu options for the week. That is how I have been doing it. That is going to change. This does work. I was doing this system for a while where it was just the daily and then a to-do, and then these 4 were the same. And that didn't really work out great. So then I went back to this system in December, and it's fine, but I wanted to try something new. But because I'm not going to have a to film and a to edit section, I went back to what I used to do in my Happy Planner, which is write in the videos that I have for the month. There's space for 16 on here, but I am a weirdo and I like to have space. So I will probably only actually be writing on the highlighted lines. See, I've already messed this up. There's room to do 7. There should be room to do 8. But the 8th one is this is what happens, okay? This is why you don't do this last minute. Anyway, I guess I'll be putting them in there wherever. Anywho, video, what videos I have planned. And then I have checklists over here to mark off if I've pulled the books for it, if I have scripted it, if I have got all of the links together that I will need to put in the description box, if it's been filmed, if it's been edited, the thumbnail's been made, if I have uploaded it, if I've got the description box filled out, if I have put my timestamps in, if I have shared it on Instagram, and if I have shared it in Discord. That is what that is for. So I've got all of my little things, steps that I need to have in the process, and so I can mark them off as I do all of the steps, and I'll know exactly where I'm at with all of my videos throughout the month. We love it. I also have one for live streams, thumbnail created, any links I need, sending any of my links to guests if I'm going to have guests, that it's been scheduled, that it is shared on Instagram, and that it is shared in Discord. So again, I have an idea of where everything is at in the process, and maybe I can keep up with things better if I know where I'm at with things. Next page. This is a page that I've been using in my planner this year, not to the best of my ability, but I have been using it. If you've been around for a while, you know I've been having different issues. I had shingles this year. I've been having gallbladder issues. I've had problems with sleeping, where I either go through phases of where I only sleep a couple hours a night, or where I can sleep for 48 hours and not wake up. Like, I got problems, right? So this is basically just a place for me to like write down 80 notes. I don't write down things every day. If I had just had like a normal day where I don't sleep during the day, I had a good night's sleep, I don't have any body pains, whatever, I don't typically write it down. Typically what ends up in here is if I have a bad day. I will write down if I have like a bad mood, if I have a panic attack or an anxiety attack, any kind of different pains I'm having, how I'm healing from things. That is what this is for. And that kind of helps me keep track of what symptoms I'm having, so it helps us figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, basically is what that is. So this is just for me to figure out what the fuck my problem is. Okay, a monthly reflection. Never in my life have I done a monthly reflection, but we're going to give it a shot. Put in things I've accomplished, things that were challenges for me, and any memories that I want to write in. Because why not? And then finally we get into the actual daily section. So we have week 1. This is the start of week 1. I have a section for my priorities for the week. I have a section for events for the week. I have a spot for my YouTube schedule. I have a spot for any menu options, and I have a spot for a habit tracker. I will then do dailies, however much I need for my task lists. And then once we get to the end of the week, which would be Sunday, I will have a week 2 header, and then priorities, events, YouTube schedule, menu options, habit tracker, pop that in, and then start the next weeklies. These can take as much space as they need or as little space as they need. Say nothing really happens this week, which it may not because it's a holiday week. Maybe nothing happens and I only fill up to the bottom of here with my weekly for this week. Then week 2 is going to start here and we're just going to go from there. and put in whatever for week 2 and go from there. That is my plan for now. Do I know if I will actually want my YouTube schedule in here because I have this back here? I don't know, but I do like to see what videos I have planned to come out for the week. I like to have like a menu option so I know what I have. My biggest thing is like I'll go to the grocery store and then I'll forget what I bought stuff for. So I like to write in whatever I have, the things that I can make, rather than having like a set day, like a set menu of you're going to eat this thing on this day and this thing on this day. That doesn't work for me. But if I write down, you know, the 6 or 7 things that I have everything to make in the house and then I can just choose from those things, that does work for me. And I wanted a spot for my events for the week. Just so I missed a lot of events in December, birthdays, book clubs, live streams with people, because I just was so out of it and I wasn't using my planner, and I had no clue when things were happening. So I want to make sure I've got that taken care of, so I can actually show up to things I'm supposed to show up to. You know, I don't know that I'm going to need all of these things. Do I need a monthly priority and then also a weekly priority? I don't know. Do I need a spot for like the whole month and then also things that are coming up and then also events? I don't know. But this is what we're starting with for this month. Well, I don't know, but we're trying new things and we're going to see how it works. So yeah, the month or the cycle, if you will, my overview, video plans, mind and body, monthly reflection. I know this is at the beginning rather than at the back, but because it's in the beginning, I can fill it out as the month goes through so that I don't forget things without knowing how much space this is going to take up. That is the plan. But yeah, we're just going to see how things happen. Hopefully, organically, it all works out. I don't know. I'm a hot mess, you guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but she do be a mess. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen today, please feel free to ask that down below. If you need information about things, as I said, there should be plenty of links in the description box down below. Again, a giant, huge, monumental shout out to our friend, our savior, Jess at Joshi Curran, because without you, I would not know what to put in this damn planner. Girl, you're a lifesaver. If you made it this far in the video, leave me something snow related down below so that we know that you were here and that you had a good time. If you want to see how I end up using this, I am going to try to do, when I do my February setup, I'm going to try to show how I actually used January, but that'll be another problem for another day. If you have anything you would like to see in the future as far as bullet journaling content or reading content or anything else, you know, just let me know, because I'm here to have fun and hang out. And having an idea of the things you guys want to see is helpful. That is all I have for today. If you don't want to miss anything I have going on in the future in the library, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye.